Number 15. Hiding in the ceiling. This squatter will have you checking every corner of your crawl space. TikToker Gem Caleb Brace shares footage of a mysterious creature hiding in their roof. Some in the comments think it's a chupacabra or a leprechaun, but TikTokers as a whole seem to have been traumatized by the movie Jeepers Creepers, with many suggesting it's the Jeepers Creepers hand. Emerging every 23 years to feast for 23 days, the demonic winged creature uses its claw-like hand as a weapon, snatching victims with terrifying speed and precision. Its appearance is both humanoid and beastly, covered in a rough, scaly texture and so strong that it rips through flesh, metal, and anything else that stands in its way. The hand also has regenerative abilities. Even when severed, it can continue to move and act independently, retaining a life of its own. Is this the Creeper's hand? It sure looks like it. After calling a maintenance person, the OP was advised that it was probably a raccoon or an iguana. After seeing this second video, many still insist that it's the Jeepers Creepers. But a third video uncovers the truth. The maintenance worker returns but finds nothing. But finally, the big reveal. Here's some footage of squatters from the Ring doorbell camera. Thankfully, it's just a family of raccoons, and not Jeepers Creepers as so many believed. Or is it? Many people in the comments still think the hand they saw is not that of the raccoon. TikToker Riley Freeman 2028 writes, "The large hand in the original video does not match the hands of the raccoons we see in this video. Still concerned. Lil Muffy adds, nobody can convince me that's the same creature. Are you convinced? Or is Jeepers Creepers still hiding in the attic?" Number 14. Something's happening. After arriving at this hotel, TikToker Marley At noticed something strange happening in one of the rooms. Just watch. The figure's movements look almost mechanical, and somehow its shape looks a bit uncanny. This part especially is throwing some viewers off. It looks like the figure peered out directly at the camera person. As the video continues, it only gets weirder. The real mystery is why the figure keeps opening and closing the curtains. And why is it peering out at intervals? Theories about the strange behavior range from trying to put a kid to sleep to getting their 10,000 steps in. Others think the person saw the TikToker recording them and is just trying to freak them out. What do you think's going on here? Number 13. The Night Shift. While working in the middle of nowhere at an undisclosed facility, a night guard experienced something unexplainable during his night shift. TikToker Daily UTLRPD shares the footage. Watch to the right of the screen as a mysterious figure appears. As the guard exits the building and heads out to investigate, he finds that all is not what it seems.
Baktım, kayboldu. Buradan kayboldu. Ondan sonra koşturdum içeri.
The figure appears to ascend into the sky and disappear. In fact, it looks like two figures are ascending. Many in the comments are wondering what these streaks of mist are as the figure disappears. They're also questioning why the figure itself does not appear fully formed.
Burada fark ettim. Dışarı çıktım.
This lack of substance and density in some spirits creates a nature that appears like mist, smoke, or fog in form. There are several theories as to why ghosts might choose or appear in this less tangible form. One idea is that the energy required for a spirit to take on a fully physical form is immense, and most spirits may not possess enough energy to do so. Instead, they opt for a diffused manifestation, which requires less energy and is easier to maintain. Another theory suggests that the misty form is a reflection of the ghost's liminal state. Being caught between worlds, ghosts may not be able to solidify completely in our reality, resulting in their semi-transparent appearance. The fact that at the end of the clip the misty figure ascends into the sky might mean that it's finally made its transition from its liminal state to the next world. Number 12. The Knocker. If something unknown is knocking at the door, don't answer. TikToker Armadillo Brother shares footage of an entity terrorizing this family in their own home.
Move.
The dogs sense its presence, but there appears to be no one on the front porch. So who or what is knocking? The OP says this happened on another occasion a few days before, when the woman's husband was home alone. This could be one of the two types of spirits known as the door knockers.
What is it?
Both Nangangatak and Kumakatak are spectral beings from Filipino folklore, with katak literally meaning to knock. The Kumakatak entities are often described as three mysterious figures: an elderly man, a young woman, and a tall hooded figure whose face remains hidden, usually cloaked in black hoods. The trio is said to appear unannounced and knock on the doors of residences, usually at night. The arrival of these spectral visitors is considered an ominous sign, often foretelling death or severe illness within the household. During times of epidemic or widespread illness, sightings of the Kumakatak were reported to have increased, reinforcing their reputation as harbingers of doom. Ignoring their knock could result in a curse or bad luck. Conversely, answering the door could directly invite misfortune into the home. Nangangatak, on the other hand, are not seen at all. Similarly, they're harbingers of death or illness. But according to some, if you don't open the door, you will not invite their curse in, and they'll move on to their next victim. As there are no hooded beings outside of this TikToker's door, could this be Nangangatak? Or maybe the knocker is not invisible after all. In another video, the TikToker shares a creepy setting in the woods outside their home. A shadowy figure filters through the trees. Now, this makes one consider that it might be the Kumakatok after all. Are the mysterious robed entities watching, waiting to strike? Many in the comments think it's just a bear, but considering its lurking movements and the ominous nighttime knocking, something doesn't feel right. Number 11. Ghost Story. This ghost story is true. TikToker Brenna even has video footage to back it up. She explains her experience in this clip.
They would both hear voices when their co-teacher hadn't showed up yet, or the cleaner would go downstairs and all the toys would be arranged in a circle, and the kids would all say really creepy shit. They'd say there's a really mean guy in the tunnel.
After setting the stage, you just know something terrifying is going to happen in this creepy basement. Brenna explains that when the pandemic hit, the daycare closed down, but the owners installed cameras just to ensure there were no break-ins. And this is what those cameras captured. Something is playing around down in this basement daycare. And it's bouncing all over the room. The OP swears on her life that this is real, and it does look believable. Is this the bad man that the daycare's children saw in the dark corners of the basement? Some in the comments say they hear heavy breathing. Others think there's fishing line involved. But many are sure it's a poltergeist. The OP says the basement used to be a speakeasy casino back in the day. So this could explain the mysterious bad man. And it seems he's still playing around. Number 10. The Haunting. TikToker Iggy Julians is dealing with a very powerful poltergeist in his home. This series of paranormal events unfolds inside the couple's four walls. While not all of the episodes are as loud and volatile as the first, even the quieter ones are deeply disturbing, like this unexpected crying.
Siapa? Sang?
No one is there. And later, as he's monitoring his wife while she sleeps, this happens.
Astagfirullahaladzim. Astagfirullah. Ini jam berapa sih? Ding, dalam keadaan nyala ya.
Even more horrifying is what appears on his monitor.
Ya Allah.
A girl with long dark hair is standing over his wife, watching her sleep. Here it is on the security footage. And after the appearance, this happens.
Apa tuh? Sayang. Woi, astagfirullahaladzim. Astagfirullahaladzim. Dah.
Did you see her? She appears in the room to the left, right here. And the security camera may have also captured a glimpse of her hair at the end of the clip. Many in the comments are saying this is the Kuntilanak, particularly because of this image. Also going by the names Pontianak and Matianak, the Kuntilanak is a ghostly figure of Malaysian and Indonesian folklore, typically depicted as a pale, beautiful woman with long black hair and a white dress, often stained with blood. She's believed to be the restless spirit of a woman who died during childbirth, unable to find peace and harboring vengeance. Maternal mortality is a historical issue in many parts of Southeast Asia, so her legend serves as a reminder of the dangers of childbirth and the tragic fate that befell many women in the past. According to legend, the Kuntilanak is known for her eerie, high-pitched laughter, which signals her proximity, reflecting the consequences of mistreatment or abandonment of pregnant women. Could this be the Kuntilanak? If so, why is she targeting this couple? It's hard to say, but they should take this warning as their cue to leave. Number 9. Forest Person. A game camera in Washington State captured something unnerving 1 mile deep in the forest on the Port Madison Indian Reservation. Redditor Jacob James 12 shares the images. The first was taken with their game camera. The second was with their cell phone. The second reveals what the area looks like in the daytime. There's no one there, and nothing that could be mistaken for the figure captured on the game cam. The OP explains, "This is dense forest that could not be navigated without a good light source. I notified local police just because I assumed this person was not wanting to be there. I was never able to make sense of it. This also was not a trail." Redditor WoodNotPet89 shares both images, lightened and darkened respectively. Many in the comments are suggesting the figure looks like a Native American woman. This would make sense, as the area is an Indian reservation. But whether it's a human person or a ghost isn't as clear. Redditor Sippin' on Joy writes, "In the few reservations I've been to, I know of some traditionalists who wear traditional garb and bow hunt. I can see this being one of those examples, considering they're holding what could be a bow in one of their hands. So, what do you think? Is this a living person or a ghost who haunts this reserve? Looks a bit ghostly to be a living human." Number 8. Mysterious flying object. This world is full of mysteries, but thanks to technology, many of them are now caught on camera. Redditor Wolf Creature writes that this footage was captured at their parents' house on the Nest camera, and it appeared again about a week later, moving from the left as if leaving the house. They have no idea what it could be, and would greatly appreciate any theories. Take a look. Redditor Purple Intransitivity says it looks like a flying amoeba. Others, like Robert Xavier IV, are saying it's the ghost of an onion ring, while many more think it's nothing but a bug. But as Reddit Speedbot shares a frame-by-frame capture of this strange anomaly, Redditors are noticing other details that might explain this. Sane Photon writes, The car headlight turning in the background is perfectly synced with the movement of the abnormality. It's also vaguely shaped like a headlight, the static in the middle being dirt or smudges on the headlight. The Redditor also says it could be the light bouncing off other surfaces, for instance, a reflective street sign. While this Redditor is likely correct, most viewers would probably prefer this was the ghost of an onion ring. Just imagine its backstory. Number 7. Disappearing Act. A man walking along a roadside at night appears to disappear into thin air. Instagrammer Unanswered Universe shares footage of this inexplicable disappearing act, and it has some questioning everything. Instagrammers have numerous theories, including teleportation, a time portal, a cloaking suit, or that the figure is a ghost in a liminal space. But Instagrammer Starseed Minerals isn't sold. They write, "I think it's the crappy resolution, because I can still see his shoes." This could very well be the case. When a camera captures an image at a low resolution, it lacks the detail and clarity of higher resolution images, often resulting in visual distortions. This can make objects or figures appear blurry, pixelated, or even seem to disappear altogether. Security cameras often operate at lower resolutions to save on storage space and bandwidth. When these cameras record footage, especially in low light or at a distance, the resulting images can be grainy and indistinct. A person or object moving quickly across the frame might appear to vanish because the camera can't capture enough detail to track their motion accurately. The figure may blend into the background, creating the illusion of disappearance. If you look closely, Starseed Minerals is right in that you can still see the figure's shoes, so that may be what's happening here. Could that be the case? Or are we witnessing a time traveler stepping into the future? Only the camera knows for sure. Number 6. Cemetery Ghost Debunked. In our list Top 15 Scary Videos That Are Sweeping the Internet, we covered Redditor Alarming List 1988's creepy cemetery photo captured in a lightning storm. The photo captured what appeared to be a ghostly figure in the darkness. But as prompted by many in the comments, the OP returned to Osab Cemetery in the daylight to see if they could debunk the mystery. And they discovered this. A tombstone with some plant growth around it. Although many in the previous post comments were vindicated, others thanked the OP for updating. Redditor Ugly Zombie writes, "Refreshing to see someone debunk themselves and follow up. It did look pretty ominous in the dark." With the mystery solved, thankfully, we won't have this thing lurking in our nightmares for the rest of our days. Number 5. Energy moving. Is there an energy moving through the room? If so, is it dark energy? Redditor LeftStorm6192 is asking Reddit users what they think of this clip. See for yourself. Redditors have theories as to what this strange energy might be. Redditor AP Cicada writes, "It's possibly airflow. These things need to be ruled out, as it's a small fluctuation in temperature that moves through the room, as temperature gradients do." But some in the comments dismiss this suggestion of airflow, pointing out that this is not actually a thermal imaging camera, but rather a digital filter. In fact, they're wrong. The OP specifies further that they turn the brightness and exposure up on their phone's camera and turn down saturation. So what are we looking at? A bug? The spirit of an animal? Weird Instruction 74 doesn't know what it is, but does know what it's not. They write, "That's definitely not an animal, or OP's shadow. A shadow would lay flat to the surrounding matter, would start from the bottom up, unless it were floating, and there's no animal to project a shadow. So, what is it? If it's a spirit orb, it looks radioactive." Number 4. The Orb. During a sunny picnic in Southern California, a curious event unfolded that stumped everyone. A man and his brother were sitting on the grass when they noticed something peculiar in the sky.
There's two of them, you see it? No, it's not. No, it's splitting. No, it's...
A massive, solid white orb hovered above them. As they continued to watch, things got weirder. The strange object began to transform. The solid white ball split into 4 distinct glowing fragments. What could this phenomenon be? Redditor Paranormal SB shares footage of the event, asking Redditors for an explanation. Many in the comments say they've seen this exact same thing in the sky and have no answers. Others offer up some wild theories.
It's 4 now. Now it's 4. Yeah, it's making 4 of them.
Redditor Skeptic Sentinel suggests that it could be a portable portal. They explain, instead of sending people and equipment out to explore or exploit and collect like we do, send a doorway that can be used to send probes, collect artifacts, or even be passed through if they wanted to get hands-on. LT Recor agrees, noting that these are like artificially generated wormholes.
There's 2 of them, you see it? No, it's not. No, it's splitting. No, it's...
In recent years, the realm of unidentified aerial phenomena, UAP, has seen an upsurge in theories proposing the existence of portals in the sky, or what some refer to as artificially generated wormholes. These theories suggest that certain UAP sightings could be evidence of advanced technologies capable of creating temporary gateways between different points in space-time. Advocates of the portal theory argue that many UAPs display behaviors that defy our current understanding of physics. These include instantaneous acceleration, abrupt changes in direction, and the ability to disappear and reappear without a trace. Such characteristics, they suggest, might be explained by the use of wormholes, shortcuts through space-time that could allow for near-instantaneous travel across vast distances. Some suggest that these wormholes are not naturally occurring, but are instead created by highly advanced civilizations, either extraterrestrial or interdimensional. These civilizations might possess the knowledge and technology to manipulate the fabric of space-time, opening and closing these portals at will. This would explain why UAPs often seem to appear and vanish inexplicably. Supporters of this theory point to historical and contemporary sightings where witnesses describe luminous phenomena indicative of such portals. Skeptics, however, argue that these observations can often be explained by natural atmospheric phenomena, optical illusions, or technological glitches. Redditor Ye Jordan may be one of these skeptics, as they offer a non-paranormal explanation, writing, "I remember a video years ago with a similar phenomenon. It turned out to be a group of night skydivers, each wearing a light for visibility purposes, separating into smaller groups. From the ground perspective, it appeared as a single light that kept fragmenting into lights of equal size. Other Earthbound theories include military flares, satellite deployment, and rocket launches."
There's 2 of them, you see it? No, it's not. No, it's splitting. No, it's...
But for believers, the wormhole theory has become like an earworm that will never go away. Number 3. Mysterious Force. Sometimes things aren't what they seem. Roger Talbot from the Swansea Valleys in South Wales gave his friend YouTuber Chrism2972 permission to share this video of him walking down his path on the morning of April 9th, 2023. This video was captured by his garden security camera. Keep a close eye on the rock. Although Roger is a little sore from his fall, he's otherwise fine. But after watching the footage back, he must be wondering what sort of unseen force is present in his back garden. The rock seems to jump directly into his path without explanation. Watch again. The victim adds his insight in the comments. @RogerRocket9125 writes, "I am the man shown and can assure everyone that after looking at the film from my security camera on my PC frame by frame, I am at a total loss to see my foot connecting with anything. This is a total mystery to me. Thank goodness I have not damaged my artificial knees." Some in the comments think they do see something that might explain it. YouTuber @TrickyTicky7329 suggests that Roger's left foot catches on something that flips the bricks, launching the rock to land in front of him. It certainly doesn't look anything like that. And the more viewers are watching this, the more confused they become. What do you think's happening here? Can this be explained? Or, as the OP suggests, is there a gravity-defying force here, unleashing chaos? Number 2. Anesthesia activated. If you woke up from your anesthesia to this, you might think the good stuff hadn't worn off yet. Redditor Gravy Havoc shares this footage of a 365-pound anesthesia machine in Florida activating and moving all on its own. Some in the comments say the machine looks motorized, and this could simply be a mechanical failure rather than paranormal activity. Or, much worse, an attack by a hacker. Software engineering consultant Redditor Highlander198116 shares their expertise on the subject, writing, "One job I did was working on software that allowed doctors and nurses to remotely program therapies into home dialysis machines. I was constantly paranoid about the security. Not so much about people trying to hurt someone, but someone messing around not actually understanding the ramifications of their actions." Another expert in the comments, MattBrat2323, says that the anesthesia machine isn't what's moving, but rather a hydraulic shelf that other pieces of equipment are placed on. They say in their 18-year career in anesthesia, they've seen these shelves malfunction a number of times. Although some in the comments are still suggesting this is a ghost getting revenge or AI gone rogue, a malfunctioning mechanism seems more likely. But the idea of sentient AI is much more entertaining. And terrifying. Number 1. Security guard ghost. While working security one night, this guard appears to be talking to someone, but no one is there. TikToker The Paraworld shares this footage of the man having a whole conversation with what he told his bosses was a new employee. The shadow work is particularly telling. Pay close attention to the shadows on the ground. To some in the comments, this is a wake-up call. TikToker Honey American writes, "It makes me wonder if there are some people we've interacted with in life without realizing we're talking to a spirit. Others are bemoaning the ghost's luck." User 8793662036 writes, "A ghost got a job, and I can't even get a call back from an interview." Although there really isn't an answer to this one. Everyone in the comments can agree that they got chills watching this. In fact, they left this video shaking in their boots.